Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself. My name is Indah Ulan Kencana Permata Hati. I'm from Syariah Economy in UIN Sunan Gunung Jati, Bandung. Now, I would like to tell a story about Mr. Fahmi, who received blessings from Sharia entrepreneurship. The misguided way to start a business is to think about money, said Imam Muhajirin Al-Fahmi. Imam Muhajirin Al-Fahmi is a man born in Malang on July 10, 1966. Mr. Fahmi is not from a wealthy person. His mother only graduated from elementary school. So, when he was 9 years old, Mr. Fahmi and his parents transmigrated to Balikpapan. At that time, his mother expected Mr. Fahmi to become a teacher. Therefore, Mr. Fahmi was directed to take the teacher education school. But hope is not what Mr. Fahmi wants. Becoming an entrepreneur is a unanimous decision that Mr. Fahmi wants to achieve. Because he was determined to become an entrepreneur, Mr. Fahmi didn't take part in the CPNS selection or apply for a job. In 1991, Mr. Fahmi started his first business in various ways. Mr. Fahmi once went to 8 banks to get business capital loans, but all of them refused. Mr. Fahmi also visited 8 rich people to borrow capital, and the results were the afternoon same. Mr. Fahmi failed to get credit. Struggle Mr. Fahmi started a business. Not only that, he once went to 14 buildings that were rented out to rent out. None of the tenants paid without money up front. Happened when Mr. Fahmi visited the 15th building. The owner of the building does rent it out by way of payment in hindsight, unlike the previous people. The owner of the building named Haji Abdul Latif Shafraji didn't leave Mr. Fahmi alone. Haji Abdul Latif Shafraji actually gave a check of 6 million rupiah to Mr. Fahmi to rent another cheaper place. Finally, armed with capital from Haji Abdul Latif Shafraji, Mr. Fahmi started his business by renting a building on Jalan Bogor number 40, Malang. Long story short, now the building, which is located at Jalan Bogor number 40, is no longer rented by Mr. Fahmi, already owned property because it was purchased. Not only Jalan Bogor, Mr. Fahmi also now has 11 branches in other cities spread across East Java, Central Java, and the special region of Yogyakarta. All of these are in the form of a campus that has produced more than 100,000 graduation. The campus is named Magistra Utama. Even Magistra Utama, 3 times in a row, get a national achievement as the best education and training institution in Indonesia. At the time, Mr. Fahmi only believes whoever helps Allah's religion, Allah will help him and establish his position on this earth. After success in the world of education, Mr. Fahmi expanded his business in several areas. Among others, Turkish Kebab, which now has 200 outlets throughout the island of Java. Turkish Kebab turnover is around 1 billion rupiah per month. There is also a major restaurant, 70 million rupiah per month. Digital stories, 250 million rupiah per month, and was named the high turnover winner of the SME class in Indonesia. While Magistra Utama is around 1 billion rupiah per month, various businesses run by Mr. Imam Muhajirin Al-Fahmi were opened with minimal capital. Some even came from gifts from other entrepreneurs. These businessmen from the city of Malang has successfully built 5 businesses with turnover and national achievements. All with Islamic nuance, this is the first impression of a major restaurant. A restaurant with a hospitality concept that makes visitors feel at ease and want to come back in a messy restaurant. Visitors are reminded of some Quranic verses written in the corners of the room. One of them is Surat Al-Baqarah verses 168 about the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to eat what is lawful. This is a business concept of Mr. Imam Muhajirin Al-Fahmi, a businessman from Malang who successfully built 5 businesses with turnover and national achievements. It is comfortable to live in a Rome, said Mr. Fahmi, as Imam Muhajirin Al-Fahmi, as he is commonly called, is one of the indication that the business undertaken by an entrepreneur is successful or not. That is why in managing his business, whether in fields of culinary, printing, service, mechanics, and education, Fahmi always involves good in his endeavors. It was this monotheistic factor that made Fahmi in 1996 start his business by opening the Majlisra Utama Educational Institution in Malang. This institution has no material capital. Mr. Fahmi at that time had no money for venture capital. All businesses that owned by Mr. Fahmi then came from high capital. Business capital obtained of the unexpected apart educational institution and Majlisra Utama training, the start of the Turkish kebab was also unexpected. At that time, Mr. Fahmi was asked to provide business consultation to one of the kebab entrepreneurs. After the advice is done, there is progress in the business of the entrepreneur. From here, Mr. Fahmi was given a prize of 200 Turkish kebab outlets which until now continue to exist in 25 cities in Java. Mr. Fahmi told the story of the beginning of a major restaurant which is now one of the Islamic shops. At that time, Fahmi was asked to provide business training at the company. After the training was completed, an entrepreneur gave him capital to sit. After the training was completed, an entrepreneur gave him capital to set up a restaurant. Alhamdulillah, I got help from Allah. There is always a way out that comes unexpectedly, he said. The success Mr. Fahmi acknowledged is due to the strict application of Sharia. Among them, employees must cover their private parts, don't smoke, perform prayers, do da'wah every few times with muamalah material. Majlisra Utama Educational Institution, 100% of its students are Muslim and cover their private parts. If there are students enrolling who are not Muslims, we sadly reject them, he said. The secret of success, Fahmi, also lies in the fulfillment of God's rights. For example, zakat and alms. Alternatively, Fahmi inspired by Quranic verses about the best ummah, best in all things. Fahmi tries to be the best part of the ummah in the field of economics and da'wah against evil. Another recipe, Al-Quran Surat Al-Talaq verses 2 until 3 about whoever trusts in Allah, there will be a way out for him, and Allah will provide sustenance from unexpected direction. Mr. Fahmi was also inspired by Al-Quran Surat Al-Mu'minun verses 60 and Surat An-Najm verses 39. These 2 verses strengthened Fahmi to open other business units, top fried rice stall and Blora Rawan stall. And Sharia entrepreneurship make us successful not only in the world but inshallah in the hereafter, because business will be successful and a blessing if we always involve God in implementing and carrying out all the Sharia and living what He forbids. Sharia entrepreneurship also brings us closer to many benefits than harms, as well as the welfare of the people's economy. Well, that's all about my storytelling. Hope it can be inspiration and motivation for guiding us to build and develop Sharia economic business. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.